everybody to the first episode, Perfect Nobodies. It's your boy CJ, and starting this channel, we do mostly gaming. We're talking about fashion, and we're talking about real issues. So today, on the first show, the first episode, I decided to just go ahead and talk about the real stuff, the real issues. So I'd like y'all to welcome my first guest, Devin. Let me make sure I got my timer on, because if I go over, the producer gonna get mad at me. I'm the producer. So I'm the editor, all that good stuff. But so today, let's just get right to it, man.
All right.
The topic of today is mental health.
It's a great topic.
Great topic. All right,
Yes,
that's
sir.
what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
Yes, sir.
I think it's an important topic because I think people feel like we've come so far, but yet we still got a long way to go.
Indeed.
I think when we recognize that mental health is actually a real thing and it takes real exercise and real work, I think we'd be better off. I'm still seeing like we take one step forward and three steps backwards. So my purpose today is to really just shine some light on it, like what it takes to get through it, what it takes to survive it, what it takes to go through it. And people don't know, you are dealing with things of this nature. This topic is probably hits home and whatnot. And I just want to, talk to, what do you pick your brain a little bit, figure out what you have to say about it, and talk about maybe some of your experiences or things that you're dealing with.
Okay. Well, for starters, I agree with you. Mental health has definitely gone. It's been a little under the radar for quite some time, especially in the Black community,
Right.
especially with Black men.
Right.
We're raised. First thing I check myself as a father, like, not to tell the kids, like, don't cry.
Right.
It's okay to cry. It's okay to express yourself.
Okay.
These are some of the things. These are some of the foundational like elements that we're brought up with, innately, and we don't even realize it for real. So it's about changing the course of things, stopping the cycle of bad habits, bad things that lead to eventual mental health, detriment,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to be talking to you about it. And maybe we can help some other people out just through conversation alone,
Okay.
That'll start.
So my first question to you is, what does a good day look like for you?
I enjoy where I work. I'm a security guard right now at a homeless shelter.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm serving the community. I'm helping. I'm not just there telling people what to do, but I'm also, a helping hand within the facility as well.
I can imagine you see a lot.
Yeah, I see a lot. I'm talking about a lot. So a good day would entail me being able to give as much of myself as I can to that job and to the people there. Which means having a good mentality when you wake up, when you go to work. Being able to have the space to be compassionate to somebody who might be going through something that morning.
Right.
If you rush into work and you're late and this, that, and that, you ain't gonna have the mental capacity to deal with somebody. You really just kind of want to sit down in the corner and get your mind together for the first 15 minutes. If you're running late, you ain't got the time to deal with what is really on the forefront of this. I'm right there in the middle of homelessness in Atlanta.
Yeah, which is a serious issue.
It's
That's a whole nother.
And half of these people are dealing, not even half of them.
Yeah.
I would say 75% or more are dealing with mental health situations.
Right.
These are the main reasons why they're homeless. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, again, my day's over at 1 o'clock. Let's say on a great day, I give it an extra 30 minutes of my time just to help out around before I clock out and leave.
Right.
I go home. Let's say I make it home in about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I kiss my wife. I kiss my son. Spend some time with him. By about, let's say, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Maybe I'm in the studio making some music for the next 2 or 3 hours.
Right.
Or working with a client, making some additional money. Then around about, 7, 8, 9, something, I'm chilling with my wife, toning it down for the next morning and doing it all over again.
Okay.
So
working man, working black man, husband,
yes,
father,
yes,
and you got a lot of other extracurricular activities, music, producing, and all of that.
A lot of it is servitude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I charge enough for what I do, honestly.
Right.
And I give a lot of my time and energy to people, and I invest my energy into what they have going on. A lot of people don't invest their time and their energy. They'll just press the button, they'll get the money from the person. But
would you say just staying busy helps you focus more?
Staying busy and serving a purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
So let's talk about, what does a bad day look like?
I guess when I get home on a bad vibe, I'm really wasting time, idle time, like not focused, not being able to do the things that I would normally do when I get off.
Right.
I'm sitting around in my, mental state of just like feeling like I might have failed the day a little bit. You know what I mean?
So some people might say, "Oh yeah, that's just surface. It's just having a bad day." Da 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 da. But like deeper, what is it doing? Like, what are you going through mentally in your mind? Are you able to communicate effectively? Do you feel like, hanging out, watching TV? What does it do, and how does it affect like your home life, like
overall,
friends and family?
Overall, those days, just like I think I might have mentioned it, but it just feels like a failure. It feels like I've wasted my day.
Right.
Because each day to me is a day to do better than the last.
Okay.
And if I spend my day not doing much or nothing at all, or being in a rut, or being depressed, or whatever the case may be, that's one day I miss getting closer to my goal.
Right.
So, all in all, these feelings equate to feelings of failure, of like not being able to handle the world as it's being thrown to you. Especially if you're looking on Instagram and
see everybody balling.
They handling their problems and issues. Right. It's almost as if there are none for them,
Right.
So, those are the things that I personally deal with when I'm not having a good day. Overall, if I could put one word on it, it's failure, or like lack of confidence in oneself.
Okay. So my next question is basically like, what do you do to pull yourself out of this place, out of this? If you ever feel like you're going to a dark place and you feel like you're headed towards that level of failure, what do you do, self-care, to either make sure you don't get there, or if you do get there, how you pull yourself out?
I think that's a multi-level answer to the question. Like, it's different things, different people that are involved. We have like safety nets of people. Some of us, if we're lucky enough, we're blessed to have a couple friends that can hold us down in our rough times. Without it being said, like, what do they call it? Like people of accountability, people you can go to when you're going through, hey, I'm feeling bad, man. I really want to smoke a cigarette, man. I really need to just talk to you,
Right.
Say you're trying to stop smoking cigarettes, or maybe drinking or something like that.
Yeah.
You got to have a couple people that you can call on and just talk to. So I think that's one thing, some type of foundation of support.
Okay.
Family, friends, those that are not just surface level BS type of friendships.
Right.
People you can go to and say, hey man, I'm really at my lowest right now. Yeah. It would be nice just to, if you don't mind coming over, just bring a beer or something, just hang out with me for a second. Somebody that can just, whatever you need. It could be the weirdest of things. Hey man, can we go to JR Cribs real quick and grab some wings? Just drop me back off. It could be that small that you never know what it means to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if they ask you and call you, you should be there for your friends. So like, I think it's important to have a foundation of like people who will support you.
Okay.
So that's the first thing I do. First thing I do is like, I'm probably calling my mom, a close friend, might talk to my wife about how I'm feeling. Support.
Yeah. So like, and I bring that up because you have people that we're regular people, day to day. We're dealing with the same pressures everybody else is dealing with, but sometimes it may affect us a little bit more. You got people that are even in the limelight professionally. Was it Naomi?
Yeah.
Played tennis. Need a personal day. People ridicule her.
Mm-hmm.
Simone Biles. During the Olympics, I think it kind of made me ashamed to even say I'm from the United States or represent the United States, the way that our community treated her when she said she needed a mental health break and she just couldn't do it. Yeah. And then in our world, music, you got, what's his name? Russ.
Mm-hmm.
He just canceled his whole European tour
Mm-hmm.
because he needed a mental health
Mm-hmm.
break. And I think, what's his name? Lil Pump came out and told him, "Oh, you need to get back to work. I tour every day. I'm dealing with mental health stuff too. Da 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 da. You need to get back out here and make this money." Like, I hear that.
But those are two totally different personalities and people too.
Exactly. But I mean, just to think that, all right, we've come so far on the topic of mental health and understanding other people's trauma, other people's drama, and other people's problems.
Mm-hmm.
We may not know them all, but we should be more, I feel like, passionate
Mm-hmm.
or compassionate towards
Mm-hmm.
when somebody telling you, "I'm not feeling well."
Yeah.
And
people be like, "What you mean you ain't feeling well?"
Exactly.
Figure it out. Like,
exactly.
I
like,
check myself about that sometimes. Like,
Has anybody ever told you, like, well, you'll get over it or you'll be all right, and just pat you on the back and keep on?
Yeah.
How does that?
I was raised like that. I kind of was,
yeah.
Around that, parentally, like a lot of times. Like, I was one of them kids who was like, I never was trying to fake being sick or none of that. I'm gonna go to school. I enjoyed going to school, socializing with folks. I ain't trying to be home, honestly, by myself.
Right.
With nothing to do. I'm gonna get bored playing the same video game after the first 2 or 3 hours. Like, I wanted to go to school. So I would have days where I'm literally not feeling well. My mom would be like, "You all right? Get up. Go to school." Like,
so at what age or what period in your life did you say, "All right, I'm not gonna accept that type of treatment anymore. I'm gonna know that I need help, or know that I need to talk to somebody, or know that I need to pull myself out of this dark place"? Like, if you grow up hearing that all the way up until you're an adult, like, what changed?
I wish something clicked when I was young, but it didn't click then. It clicked way later in my adulthood.
Right.
After a lot of the damage was already done, and after I had already done some damage through that as well. So I guess I would say shortly after my first child was born, and subsequently after each of my children were born, I got a little more mature in my head and ready to hold myself accountable and ready to look myself in the mirror and, deal with the pieces of myself that I didn't necessarily like.
Right.
And like really deal with them, like have conversations with them and figure this shit out. Like, instead
of tough conversations.
Yeah, tough conversations with oneself, And so I would say maybe 15, 20 years later.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe more than that. I mean, I'm 35 now, so.
Right. Yeah. And I've known you since you were,
probably 15.
I don't want to tell my age, but I know you for a long time. 15, since like 13, high school, 15. And I've seen you grow. Yeah. I've seen you change. I've seen you mature. I've seen you, that kid, say, "Hey, I want to do this. I'm going to college and I'm going to make music. I'm going to do this." And then I've seen you turn into that guy. I got a kid now. I got to take life a little bit more serious. Yeah. And I got another child. And I got this on my plate. And I got this on my plate. And I see you differently now. I see you've kind of stepped into your own, and you're still growing. I'm still growing. We're also growing. And I feel like I could tell when you kind of distance yourself from all of the extra stuff. Yeah. And you need to focus. I think I called you one day. I was like, "Man, I ain't seen you nowhere. I ain't heard from you and nothing. Let's go play some basketball." And I could see like you needed that day. We didn't have to talk about it. We didn't have to talk about none of the stuff, none of the problems you went through that day and nothing like that. But I could tell like just that extra friend or that extra ear, that extra voice saying, "Hey, let's just pick ourselves up out of this situation and think about something different." And if you need that door is open. And I think that's important. And I think that's what people may be missing. They go to the rallies, they post on their Facebook, they post on their Instagram, mental health awareness, da 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 da. But like, I know for a fact, a lot of them are related to people who have mental health issues, they themselves have mental health issues and they don't want to acknowledge it, or y'all gotta excuse me, we on a busy street, so y'all hit a siren. But
I guess when you're going through the mental health stuff as well, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
when you're going through the mental health stuff,
yeah,
it's hard to initiate things to combat that.
Right.
You know?
Talk about
like,
it. What do you mean?
Who am I guess, and this could be the mentality. Who am I to put together a group of people who need each other?
Right.
As if I'm the nigga who don't need no, like, you know, that's probably maybe what people are thinking. It's like I'm going through my issues right now. I can't initiate this whole 30 group people of you know, we can go to the park every weekend and we can go bowling and do these events and do different stuff, you know, and maybe call it some cool name. But all in all, it's a mental health awareness and group therapy type of situation.
But let me ask you a question. Who better to do it than somebody that's going through it?
Yeah.
Because if you put somebody on the board that, you know, has no connection to it, and they're running these meetings and they're running these programs, they miss a lot of stuff because they ain't went through it. They're not in it.
Yeah.
So who better to do it than the person that went through it, got through it, or still going through it?
Yeah,
I mean, I think it helps both ways.
Yeah.
But that's all the time we got today, man. I really appreciate my brother coming down here.
Thank you, man. Sure.
And sharing your story. I got a story of my own that may come out a little later. I got to check with the family, make sure it's okay to release that information. But, you know, my mental health stuff, you know, I experienced it during college, going to, I won't say the college, but going there, you know, seeing all my friends excel, graduate, move up to the next level. And me sitting here with a full 21 hours worth of classes, work, study, and just I'm failing. And it did a number on my mental state of being, because I grew up like thinking I was smart. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was average, but what I did was train myself to be what people call smart, because I know I didn't. You know, I know what you don't know, and you try to learn it. And getting to this level, my collegiate level, it did a number on me, man. I'm like, man, I'm striking out on everything, every subject, everything.
It's like the guy who was good in middle school playing ball. And
good in middle school, right? Got out money, get the poke high, score 4 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? One game, but yeah, man, I got to college and I definitely was headed for that road of depression.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it. I didn't know it until later on in life. I transferred schools. I had to remove myself from that situation completely. And I was able to pull myself back out of it, but it definitely had me second guessing myself. Second guessing, am I going to be successful? Am I going to be,
what should I do?
What should I do? Right.
What am I going to do?
Right. And I put all the pressure in the wrong place. Yeah. I should have been applying that totally different in another way. But I didn't know it at the time. I didn't have the tools. And I feel like I got it now, but that's through, you know, years of talking to other people and talking to opening up. Because as black men, we don't, you know, we just go be quiet and internalize and deal with stuff ourselves.
I think we got a really awesome time too, like the era that we're in right now. Like this is a dope era where people are opening up more, are being more, you know, just being more vulnerable and allowing people to pick at them and figure out, you know, how does this human mind work? You know, it's like it's become a scientific type of, you know, fad, or like it's in the Time magazine. It's in, you know, mental health. This Right now is the time to initiate these type of things and to do anything that you think, you know, would help out with the agenda. And I'm not saying I'm done with it, or I went through that. I'm going through it right now. Right. And I'm, you know, I'm in a gentle place right now. I'm in a place where, like, I feel myself getting closer to the light. I feel myself getting, you know, I've totally abstained from liquor, drugs, anything other than water. I might smoke a little bit here and there as far as, you know, 420, call it weed, whatever y'all want to call it. But, you know, other than that, I've People know me for being a rock star. I'm with whatever's going on. I'm do it. I'm with it. Now I'm really just focusing on my family, focusing on myself. Stop taking yourself for granted. Stop taking ourselves for granted. Like,
yeah,
after waking up several days, turning into weeks, turning into months of being sober, you start to realize like who you really are, like what you really got, what the capacity that your soul and your being holds. You've been just giving it away,
yeah,
just
absolutely,
just been throwing it away. Your potential. It's not even potential. I don't even know why people call it potential. It's like it's literally your essence, who you are. You throwing it away every time you go and get shit-faced drunk, or you go and do some drugs, or you whatever. Like, people are doing that not because they're having the best day of their life. They're probably having one of the worst days of their life.
right.
That's why they're doing it. If they're having a good day, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be thinking about that. Their mind wouldn't be in that direction. It would be on something positive. It would be on something constructive. Something that's going to create a legacy, because that's what everybody wants, regardless of what you think. People want to create a legacy. People want something that their kids can touch and be a part of, and then their kids can touch and be a part of.
Absolutely.
And you can't do that by being in a hole, being depressed, being a hermit crab because of whatever you're going through. We got to climb up out of it. It takes one to help the other, but it takes yourself. You got to get them nails dirty. You got to get in the mud, and you got to want to get out of it. You don't want to get out of it, you're going to be in it forever.
So, one word like lead the people with that may be going through depression, maybe going through different, whatever mental health type of issues there is. That's going to be a whole nother topic, because it's a large umbrella when you talk about mental health illness. One word you can leave them with, or two, or a phrase.
Okay. I'm going to leave them with 2 words and a phrase.
Okay.
First word is hope. Hope. Always have that, even if it's a little bit, because that's all you need. Just a little bit. Hope, faith. I don't care who you believe in. I have my beliefs and who I believe in, what I think is the truth, and this, that, and the third. But it don't matter what you believe in, what you got going on. Just have something to believe in. Have something, some type of foundation. Faith, hope, faith. And my phrase is, it ain't over till it's over.
Yeah.
It ain't over till the fat lady sing. It ain't over until it's over. So while you still up here and you doing your thing, you above ground, give it your best shot.
Gotcha.
Give it your best shot.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Once again, appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, CJ.
And that's a wrap.